Right finger past the U.S. citizenship interview with confidence. Find your American voice, United States.
Welcome back to Pathway to Citizenship. Mark and I are reaching the home stretch of our English and citizenship journey. How are you feeling today, future citizen?
Honestly, Anne, more confident than I've ever been. Though I'm still nervous about that final interview day. What if my mind just goes blank?
Then you do what great speakers and citizens do. You tell a story. Remember our story method? It's your safety net. When you forget the exact phrase, describe the picture behind the answer.
Right. Like if I forget Emancipation Proclamation, I could say, Lincoln freed the slaves during the Civil War.
Exactly. That's communication, and that's what the officer wants to hear. Understanding, not perfection. Let's take it a step further. I call this the story bridge. It's how you connect your life to American history.
My life to American history.
Yes, every citizenship question links to a value that lives in you. Take, what is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? You might say, freedom of speech, but then add a personal thought. That's important to me because in my home country, people couldn't always say what they believed.
That's true for me. I remember my father saying, we had to be careful what we said in public.
See, that's your American story. When you share it, your English becomes powerful because it's personal. The officer feels your sincerity.
So I can express short personal reflections even during the test.
As long as it's relevant and natural, absolutely. It shows depth. Let's try one. Why do we celebrate Independence Day?
Because it's when the United States declared independence from Great Britain on July 4th, 1776, and I think it's about freedom, people choosing their own future.
Perfect. That's not just an answer, that's insight. You're showing understanding beyond memorization.
I like that. It feels less mechanical, more alive.
That's what the test is supposed to be, a living conversation about what America means. Think about the Pledge of Allegiance. It says, with liberty and justice for all. Those words aren't just recited, they're lived. When you speak them, you join that story.
You make it sound poetic, Anne.
Because it is. The English part of the citizenship test isn't just about grammar. It's about finding your voice within that poem called America.
I never thought of it like that. So storytelling isn't just for remembering, it's for belonging.
Exactly, Mark. And you already belong. You're just learning to say it out loud.
Okay, Anne, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Nerves. I get sweaty just thinking about the interview. How do I stop shaking when it's time to speak English?
Great question. Nerves are normal. Every citizen who's ever taken the oath has felt them. The trick isn't to fight your nerves, it's to use them.
Use them, like how?
Think of nerves as electricity. If you control it, it lights up your performance. If you panic, it shocks you. The way to control it is through breathing and mental preparation.
Breathing. I've heard that before.
Yes, Before you speak, take one deep breath, like you're inflating a balloon inside your chest. That single breath slows your heart and clears your brain.
I like that image. So, deep breath, inflate my inner balloon.
Exactly. Then, when you start talking, smile slightly and look at the officer's eyes, not in a staring contest way, but calmly. This shows confidence, even if your knees are shaking.
That's good, because my knees will be shaking.
Mine would too, but here's the secret. The officer doesn't see your nerves as long as your voice stays steady. Speak slower than usual. A slower rhythm shows control and gives your brain time to think.
So even if I'm scared inside, I can sound confident on the outside.
That's right, and soon your body will follow your voice. It's like acting. You pretend calm until it becomes real.
That's kind of what you said earlier about rhythm and smiling. It's physical first, emotional later.
Exactly. You build confidence from the outside in. And remember, the officer isn't trying to fail you. Their job is to confirm that you're ready. They want you to succeed.
That's reassuring.
Let's do a confidence drill. Imagine you're already in the interview. I'll play the officer. You walk in. Ready?
Okay, I'm nervous already.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Lovely start. You sound polite and warm. Now, what is one reason colonists came to America?
For freedom, to have a better life and practice their religion freely.
Excellent. Notice how you used a complete sentence. Officers appreciate full thoughts. It shows you can express yourself naturally.
So even if they only expect a short answer, I can give a complete idea.
Yes, as long as you're clear and concise. For instance, freedom is correct, but for freedom, to choose their religion and start a new life is better. It shows maturity and comprehension.
Got it. Add a little context, not just a single word.
Exactly. That's how you turn a test into a conversation.
This is starting to feel more like storytelling again.
That's because conversation is storytelling, just shorter. And remember, if you stumble on a word, pause, breathe, and restart. That shows professionalism, not weakness.
I love that. You make even mistakes sound noble.
Because they are. Every time you correct yourself, you're demonstrating resilience, one of America's greatest values.
Wow. So even my nervous pauses can be patriotic.
Absolutely. And when you finish, the officer will see not just your English, but your courage. All right, Mark, we've covered pronunciation, storytelling, rhythm, confidence. Now it's time for the final message, what it means to speak as a citizen.
I'm ready.
When you take the citizenship test, it's more than an exam. It's your conversation with history. Every question about the flag, the Constitution, or the Bill of Rights is a doorway to what you're becoming part of.
That's deep. I used to see it as a list to memorize. Now I see faces, moments, ideas.
That's the goal. The English you speak in that room connects you to 250 years of voices. Immigrants, reformers, soldiers, activists. They all spoke this language to build a country that keeps growing.
When you put it like that, it feels like joining a chorus that's been singing for centuries.
Exactly. And your accent adds a new note to that chorus. Remember, every accent in America tells a story of arrival. You don't need to hide yours. You just need to let it shine clearly.
That's beautiful, Anne. You know, when I first started studying, I felt like I was borrowing English. Now it feels like mine.
That's the transformation. You begin as a student of English, but you end as a speaker of America. You'll walk into that room as an applicant and walk out as part of the nation's voice.
I actually got goosebumps.
That's good. Let's do one final role play, your last mock interview before Citizenship Day.
Let's do it.
Good morning, Mr. Mark. Please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth?
I do.
What is the supreme law of the land?
The Constitution.
Who is the father of our country?
George Washington.
What did Martin Luther King Jr. do?
He fought for civil rights, for equality, for all Americans.
Beautiful answer. Now, tell me in your own words, why do you want to become a U.S. citizen?
Because I believe in freedom, equality, and opportunity. This country gave me a chance to start over, to work, and to dream. I want to give back, to vote, to serve, and to be part of the story.
That's perfect, Mark. And that's what the citizenship journey is all about. Giving back through understanding, effort, and voice.
I think I'm finally ready.
You are. And when you pass, and you will, remember that every word you speak from that day on carries weight. You'll be part of the we, the people, that started this entire story.
You know, Anne, when I started this journey, English felt like a wall. Now it feels like a bridge, a way to connect who I was with who I'm becoming.
That's exactly the transformation I wanted for you. And that's why I do this show, to remind every future citizen that English isn't a barrier, it's a key. It unlocks belonging.
Thank you, Anne. You've been more than a teacher. You've been a translator of dreams.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. But remember, it was your courage that did the translating. I just handed you the microphone.
Then I'll keep speaking, not just for myself, but for others still learning.
And that, Mark, is the true sound of citizenship. Not perfect English, but proud English.
Proud English. I love that.
Me too. So, to everyone out there preparing for their U.S. citizenship test, remember, speak with confidence, listen with heart, and let your voice carry the story forward.
And maybe smile while saying freedom.
Always smile when saying freedom. It's the most beautiful word in any language.
Anne, I think I'm ready for my new chapter.
You already started it, Mark, the moment you began believing in your own voice.
Then here's to the next step, citizenship, courage, and clear English.
And to the next citizen who discovers their voice on pathway to citizenship, congratulations in advance, Mark. You've earned it.